Well, hello there wrestling fans, it's time for another Q&A. This is part 7 of questions and answers. People can send them to me via PM or in the channel or in the video comment sections, but if you send it in the video comment sections, it's not sure that I will see their questions because I cannot read all these comments. I will try to cover a lot of questions today. I try to make up to answer most of the questions I get. First one from JBX25. Do you think Bryan Danielson will be a main eventer in WWE? He could be, but I had to say no. Why? Well, first off, on the simple axiom that most wrestlers in the WWE, or most wrestlers at all, overall, do not become main eventers statistically. Doesn't matter how good they are, how talented they are, most wrestlers never make it all the way. And considering that Daniel Bryan is not very big of a wrestler, I have to say no as well. However, if anyone of that small stature should make it and kind of make a Rey Mysterio, it could be Daniel Bryan, because he has a following, he's a great wrestler, and he has a lot of experience on the independents, like the old wrestlers used to have back in the day. They arrived in WWE with about 10 years of experience. So did Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels had at least 5 years when he came into the WWE, I believe, something like that, and he had over 10 years of experience before he became champion. Hey Richard, interesting in knowing your thoughts on NXT. Now it's been going for a few weeks. I love the concept. This is Mr. Bradskis 666 asking me this, and I love this concept of NXT. A lot of young wrestlers, WWE fans have been complaining about WWE not bringing up new crop-up talents. This is a perfect thing. Here you get to watch, here you get it served on the silver platter, you get to see WWE pushing and building up new stars for the future, having a prospect, breaking out. This is the next breakout star. This is something promising here. The guy winning this show is going to be something, especially in order to make this series of NXT worth the watch and worth the investment. The winner of this show is seriously going to make it in WWE. I'm sure about that, and perhaps we'll bring in some of the other talents as well. But the winner, to me, has got an ironclad push to the top. Perhaps not a World Championship run, but as close to the top as possible if he does not screw up himself. So I like the concept. It's getting more and more interesting now that you get more and more into the characters, and I think they are evolving as characters as well. Some better than the others, and that makes it more interesting because now you're getting attached to these different guys and you start seeing them as real performers. So NXT definitely good. It's about, been about 8 or 9 episodes so far. I'm really looking forward to when they start to eliminate guys, because it's going to be really interesting, and you are more or less attached to someone more than to others. That's what makes it so interesting. Pat's fan 2 asks me, I have 2 questions for you. Do you think Edge is a face or tweener just because of his feud with Jericho? 2, who do you want to be a guest host? ABBA. Well, Edge, perhaps a tweener. He will never be that face that people attaches themselves with. We remember when he went to Toronto as a face, SummerSlam 2003, I believe. He got booed out despite being the face in that match. In his hometown, he got booed out. It's hard to really connect with Edge. I know different people say that he is better as nagging, bitching heel that never gets what he wants and never feel he's truly appreciated. He makes it better as that heel, as a face. Well, it's still booed for sometimes, and remember at WrestleMania people cheered for Jericho, and so yeah, well, he is not a tweener, he's pushed as a face, but the fan reactions sometimes are as if he was a tweener, because smarks, they like Jericho, and people in general have a hard time really getting into Edge. I don't know what that is. If you have a clue on why, please drop comments in this video. And guest host, I don't think that it is this guest host anymore that really make people get into wrestling like back in 1998 when Mike Tyson came in for WrestleMania 14. It was a huge thing because there's a more exposure now, there is more coverage now, there's internet now, so you can easily grab and watch the celebrities whenever you want. So therefore it's not exclusive anymore when they are in WWE. You can download a movie whenever you want, you can go to YouTube whenever you want. So there isn't really that celebrity that could come to WWE and really make this boom. Perhaps they could bring back more older wrestlers. But still, that would only do it on a weekly basis, not entirely for a continuous and extended period of time. And no way. Perhaps Britney Spears would bring that attention if because she's like #1 on Google search engine, and she could be involved for a longer time. But still, wrestling is supposed to be built on wrestlers. Guest host thing is a way to get WWE out in mainstream, and it works to some extent. ABBA, interesting, they have an internal feud, so I doubt they would ever agree on being on the WWE, and they seem too prudent to be on the WWE television shows. Kerosene 70 asks me, I want to know your opinion about who you think is better, the Motor City Machine Guns or Generation Me. I like Motor City Machine Guns more. I think they are more complete as wrestlers. They have been around for a longer time. They are more accepted. And sure, the Generation Me, the Young Bucks from Ring of Honor, really good tag team, reminds me of the Rockers, very synchronized. But MCMG, more accomplished. They can talk, they have the look, they have the credibility. So to me, Motor City Machine Guns. The Viper RKO asks me, what do you think of the Orlando Jordan segment? That's weird. But a lot of people bashes it, but I think it's interesting. It's far more interesting than I ever thought Orlando Jordan could be. And he seems confident and that he has more to give, and I think once we get him acting in the ring, doing more matches, we have something here. They are truly building something with him, trying to do something. People are reacting to it, and remember when Goldust came in WWE, because there are a lot of similarities, people are comparing these two guys. People used to hate Goldust, utter, sincere, honest hate towards Goldust when he arrived in the WWF at the time in 1995. They really hated him, but there is something interest. You kind of get drawn into in him. You want to see what the hell is this. So, weird segments, but I think as long as you create a buzz, as it is about the Orlando Jordan segments, I think that's good. Still, the scream, well, kind of made you throw up in your mouth, but makes you care as well. Mr. Diva Lover 1, I was wondering, do you see Vince and WWE bringing back the WWE Cruiserweight title in a year? No, I don't see that happening. Absolutely not in a year. Perhaps in a 5 to 10 year period, maybe. But really, what guy should win that title? Do you really want to see Daniel Bryan? He could do very well, because people say, yeah, bring back the Cruiserweight division for Daniel Bryan. And seriously, do you people want to see Daniel Bryan wrestle on a weekly basis? Wrestling against guys like Kung Fu Naki, Jimmy Yang Wang? Is that where you want to see him? Or is it like Rey Mysterio, who got too big for the Cruiserweight title and then went to the top? WWE has made, and Vince McMahon has made a decision that there is not enough revenue and win in having this title, the Cruiserweight Championship. There's not enough room, there's no cultural history ever in WWE of having such a title. They do not have that culture. They do not have that heritage, and that makes it very hard to push that title. Compare TNA, they've had that X Division title since the beginning. It's a foundation of that corporation. It's not the same in WWE with the Cruiserweight title, and I believe it will never be. GGL Batman, he says, I'm very annoyed at what they are doing to Daniel Bryan, because he was one of the top wrestlers, Ring of Honor, FCW. Now they're making him look bad by 0-7, actually 0-8 now. He lost to William Regal. Why? I don't get why. I really hope they make him win matches. It could be very stupid if he wins the contract and ends up with 1-10 win-loss record. It doesn't matter. I think that win-loss record doesn't matter. I mean, what matters? That's the pros poll, and he leads that, and he leads the fans poll, and he is at the top, and people consider him the best. So I mean, what matters? Your win-loss record? Yeah, they say they base the win-loss record somewhat on who's going to get voted by the pros poll. They have to take that into consideration, but also strength of opponents. He wrestled guys like Great Khali and Wade Barrett, Chris Jericho, Regal. That's pros. Losing against them is no shame. They've been in wrestling for over 20 years. So people are taking it too serious. If he has a bad win-loss record, really, what does it matter? Nothing. Once this NXT series season is over, if Daniel Bryan wins, that is not going to mean a thing, not a squat. I think this could actually be seen as the best thing happening to Daniel Bryan as we speak. Why? Because they're testing him. Here is this guy, he's been wrestling for 10 years in the Indies, he's really proven his wings, he's proven he can fly. So what they do? Before they want to push him, they want to test him. Here's a guy, let's put him in the ring, let's have him lose 10 matches straight and see what he says. Does he take it? Yeah, he did. Here is a reliable worker. Here is a loyal worker. We can push that guy because he doesn't bitch about losing in the ring. That's what MVP did, and look at where he is now. They pushed him from the beginning, and he started bitching when things went against him, and whoop, right down there. Same with Carlito. They pushed him. He won the Intercontinental title in his debut. He started bitching once things didn't work out as he wanted them. Whoop. They do not want to repeat that mistake, investing so much time, so much wrestlers, so much matches, so much build-up on a guy who then turns out to be a whining asshole. That's why they're testing Daniel Bryan. Could be. And once, if he wins NXT, zoop, he's going to get the push right away because they know they can trust him. That's my take on it. Thank you. Send in more questions. I will get back to you with more of them. Also check out my TNA Lockdown predictions video. See you.